Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Welcome to Something Something Chat Show, where Tom Jr. Jackson presents After the Movie Review, Episode 2. This is Season 2 of the Spooky October edition of these films. And this is Episode 2. That's 2. And today's movie is Tremors 2 AfterShocks, I should say. But first, as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you've seen this movie, if you like the movie, if you didn't like the movie, what you thought of it. All my videos are in playlists that you can find down below in the playlist area. Everything's all listed there, live streams, everything. And as always, please remember to subscribe and check out the Burnett Work, Positive Fandom, After the Sequels, and Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. And now, on with the show. So, this is season 2, as I said, of the Spooky October edition movies. So we'll be doing lots of different types of horror films, thrillers, things like that. Some are classics, some are not classics, some are cult classics. Things that you'd want to watch for this month. So, anyways, what I brought up was Tremors 2 AfterShocks. Now, Tremors 2 is a direct-to-video sequel to the first film, Tremors. If you remember that with Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon. Also, let's see here. So basically, here's the gist of the movie. After spending all the reward money from the first encounter with the graboids, Earl Bassett, who was played by the late great Fred Ward, returns in this film. Agrees to hunt more of the deadly creatures at a Mexican oil refinery for $50,000 each. Knowing that he cannot face the monsters alone, Earl needs help. The Mexican oil company wants him to eradicate the graboids, and they're killing people every day, these graboids. And what the humans don't realize or know is that not only do the humans have a battle plan, but also the graboids have one as well. So they become smarter, as it seems. And this movie became, well, first of all, this movie was originally designed to become a theatrical release. Okay. And it was going to take place in Australia, Kevin Bacon returning, and the budget was at $17 million, which back then it was small budget, but as they say, if you got a small budget, you'll get a better movie because you can stretch it and make it work out. And because that Kevin Bacon did not return, because he decided to do Apollo 13, the budget was dropped down to $4 million. Now, I should say this. Originally, Kevin Bacon's character and Reba McEntire's character were both written into the script. And Reba didn't return because she had a massive tour coming up, and she decided, this tour is important. I owe it to my fans. So she didn't return. And so they wrote her in the script, I believe, as she left. Burt Gummer who was played by Michael Gross, the father from, up till that time, he was the father from um, Family Ties. And then Kevin Bacon was going to be in it, but he decided, as I said before, to do um, Apollo 13. So it really didn't shift together well. So it would have overlapped, something like that. So the budget for the movie itself was dropped down from 17 to 4 and was loosely rewritten. The filming was wrapped in 1994 and it was shelved for 2 years and didn't come out till 1996. And it ended up um, it ended up becoming a direct-to-video film. And the reviews for the film were mostly positive, but some critics labeled it being one of the best direct-to-video sequels ever made. It is the second in the Tremors franchise. Altogether, there are, I believe, 7 or 8 films altogether altogether for Tremors. So basically, this is it. So if you're wondering what happened with Kevin Bacon's character, his character, Val McKee, moved away, married Rhonda Lebeck, and Earl has squandered his money away and decided he was going to raise ostriches. And he's approached by this man named Carlos Ortega, who informs him that the graboids are killing his workers at an oil field in Chiapas, Mexico, and he hires Earl to hunt them down. Earl declines, but his taxi driver, Grady Hoover, convinces Earl to change his mind after mentioning that Ortega will pay $50,000 for each graboid killed. So they both, join the hunt. Carlos Ortega mentions that if Earl can capture a graboid alive, that the company will pay double for that. And he also meets a geologist, Kate Riley, assistant Julio, and a Mexican named Pedro, all of whom are scientifically investigating the graboids. So everybody has a stake in this, really. The film stars Fred Ward, Christopher Garten, Helen Shaver, Michael Gross, Marcelo Schubert, Marco Hernandez, Jose Rosario, and Thomas Rosales Jr. This movie starts out with you see the West, or like the desert, and you think, oh, we're back out in the desert, but it's like like New Mexico. And you see this guy on a pipe, and he's holding the pipe and crawling across it and looking behind and kind of almost like not crying but panicking. And he hits something or drops something, and you see the graboid under the ground start coming at them. It's a very, I want to say, Jaws like. It's a very Jaws like situation for him, and he falls off the thing. The graboid goes up and grabs him, and that's boom. That's where we kick off the movie from there. It's not startling, but it's very much surprising to see that happen. You're not expecting that to happen, because, well, you sort of are, but it's like this movie just boom comes right out of the gate with you seeing a graboid attack. The movie began production in '93 when Universal, they liked the script. The film was originally planned, as I said before, to be filmed in Australia at a $17 million budget. But the proposal that Kevin Bacon and Reba would both be returning, unfortunately, because of her tour, she declined. Kevin Bacon decided to, while intrigued, turned it down to do Apollo 13. And due to lack of star power and the mediocre, I should say, box office performance of the first film, the distribution and promotional costs for the theatrical release was considered too high, and the theatrical film division lost interest. So the film was on the verge of being canceled entirely due to high costs, and several of the actors and effects artists offered to lower their rates or just do the jobs for free, just to help the film get produced. This included writer S.S. Wilson, who offered to direct the film for free to save money from them hiring another director. And although the first film was only a minor hit, it would go on to be far more successful on the home video rental market. And because this film was the first film became such a big hit when it came out on home video, it became almost like a cult classic, I should say. Because that happened, they said, all right, so let's do a sequel. And let's see here. It was moved to the Universal Home Video division, and the budget was given to them as $4 million. And I should say, for $4 million, you got a pretty good-looking movie here. Despite the budget being slashed, the script was ultimately, the same script was used, but with several special effects sequences scrapped, including a scene where Burt Gummer commandeers a tank, and a scene where several characters fight the monsters using American Civil War muskets. And to help with costs, the location was changed from Australia to southern Mexico. Filming took place near Valencia, California. They filmed this in a total of 27 days. It took them 27 days in early '94 to finish to film the movie. It was released straight to video with just a limited theatrical release. I didn't get to see it in theaters. I would have probably loved to see this in theaters. I think that these movies should be re-released. I would like to see Tremors be re-released in the theaters, and maybe even Tremors 2. I think that there's a following enough to do something like that, but I don't control that aspect of things, so I really can't make that happen. I wish it would. I do know that Arrow Video last year or the year before put Tremors 2 out on Blu-ray. No, Tremors 1 out on Blu-ray, and then they released it in 4K. And now they're getting ready to release Tremors 2 in 4K as well, with some really nice designed boxes, cases and whatnot for the film, with a poster, maybe a booklet, some little doodads with it. Let's see here. So during post production on the film, the creators campaigned for the film to be received on a theatrical wide release. But as I did say, it played in limited theatrical release around the world. TCL Hollywood Theater, that's the old Chinese theater in California. The Hollywood Hitchcock, and a theater in Tokyo. So it played in like 3 or 4 different theaters. Um, I like this. I like this film because Fred Ward came back. He didn't have to come back, but he does come back, and it's sort of nice to at least one of the original characters come back. But you also got Michael Gross, who plays Burt Gummer, who's the man who's very obsessed with all the guns and the ammo and the bombs and everything like that. After the film had been finished, the release date was delayed a numerous amount of times, and test screenings were met with glowing reviews, which led the creators to want that to consider the theatrical release. So the previews of the film were really well done. They were originally going to release it on April 9th, 1986, 1996, over 2 years after the film had been finished. But they felt that the theatrical release would be too expensive. So it did a very small release, as I said before, but it was released on video cassette April 9th, 1996, and on Laserdisc April 16th, 1996. As of March 2021, Tremors AfterShocks holds a 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on reviews from 8 critics. The TV Guide gave the film positive reviews, saying this movie is a rarity among direct-to-video sequels, one that's not worthy of its theatrical predecessor, but it suggests that it too belongs on the big screen, despite the significantly lower budget. The monsters remain entirely convincing. Ty Burr of the Entertainment Weekly gave the film a mixed C+, calling it definitely not as bad as a lot of the straight-to-video tape sequels, and further praised the acting, some of the cinematography, and effects, but gave it negative criticism. Excuse me, negative criticisms to the film's second half, saying that the movie became a bold-faced imitation of Jurassic Park. In an essay on the director horror sequels, Gavin Al-Asif for the Houston Chronicle gave the film a glowing review, saying that Tremors 2 is probably the best, said, and I quote, the best direct-to-video sequel ever made. It is leaps and bounds ahead of any of its competitors, including some theatrical sequels. But Tremors 2, while it did lack the vulgar humor, which made the first film feel as appealing, it retains its predecessor's redneck charm and gleeful creature-killing violence and gore. Not merely a rehash, but it is a moderately original film. And that was said by David Bleiler, Bleiler, Film and Video Guide, the Discerning Film Lovers Guide, 2000 to 2002. That's on page 594. Honestly, it is a film that I believe it's fun. It's a fun movie. Could it have been better? Maybe, but for $4 million budget, you're getting what you get. You're getting that bang for your buck. You're getting what you would want from one of those Tremor movies. And like I said, there are about 7 or 8 Tremor films out there, all direct sequels, all direct to video. Should some of them? Yeah, the first 2 should have been out in the theaters, like I said. And I would even love to see Universal put out a restored version of the first film in theaters, just to see how that would turn out. I would love to see if people would go and see that. I know I would. 100% I would go to the movies and see Tremors again. Would I see Tremors 2 on a big screen? Yes, I would. Because there's a lot of practical effects used in the film. Like I said, the effects are, like I said, to achieve the infrared view of the Shriekers. In several of the scenes, the actors wore red suits and yellow stockings. And then they were shot in high 8 videotape blown up to 35 millimeter film to add that grainy effect. The post production engineers then rendered the faces and bodies in different colors. So all that was done in post, but a lot of it's done practically. It's in camera. It's not CGI. So you got people that have worked, their hardest on recreating the graboids, the big worms, as you would call them. The scene where the baby shrieker is seen was recreated using a full-size shrieker in a large cage, making the shrieker look small. As a consequence, no actors could be shown at the same time in the cage as the cage or the shrieker. But I should say that the shriekers were designed by Amalgamated Dynamics, and some scenes in the film utilized shriekers that were CGI, computer generated imagery, designed by Tippett Studios. Tippett Studios ran by Bill Tippett. And these are only when you see them walking or running or climbing. These movements were beyond the capacity of the fully articulated puppet shriekers as well. So you had a lot of, the majority of the film was practical puppets that you would see being used. And there was some element of CGI, but not fully depending on that CGI that you would expect to see in a film like this. So yeah. Okay, so that is what I think. I think it's a fine film. It's a good film. It's the best, but it's a fun film, nevertheless, because you can have a great time with these films. They're popcorn films, really, and we're not doing rocket science here or recreating the wheel. It is a fun film to watch. It is a film that, as I said before, I wish it went to the big screen. But for $4 million, you get what you get. So check it out. And as I say before with all my reviews, this is just my opinion. If you do not agree, that's fine. No need to be harsh or, bad about it. So check it out. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Tremors 2 AfterShocks. It was made in 1990s. It came out in 1996. It was, I believe, PG-13. Yeah, it was PG-13. And check it out. Watch it, enjoy it, bake some popcorn. Excuse me. So check that film out. See how you like it. I am, as always, your host, Tom Jr. Jackson. And if you like this video and videos like it on the channel, please subscribe. Hey, ring that little notification bell, and you'll know when a new video comes out. Also, while you're at it, like, comment, share the videos if you like it. Let me know what you think of Tremors 2. Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you go through the playlist, there is last year's Spooky October edition playlist of films. And in those is the Tremors 1 video. So look that one up and tell me, which one did you like better, Tremors 1 or Tremors 2? I'm open to that discussion. So check them out. And I thank you, as I said, for watching, for liking, commenting, subscribing, blah blah blah, as they would say. Check out the Post Geek Singularity, or it's normally now called the Burn Network. Check out Positive Fandom after the sequels and Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. And until next time, folks, I am, as always, your host, the Goof Master Extraordinaire, Tom Jr. Jackson. And this has been After the Movies. No, after the movie review. Yeah, after the movie review, episode 2, Spooky October edition, series 2. So check them out. Let me know what you think. And until next time, my friends, bye bye for now. We hope you enjoyed your time here.